5 steps to implementing data-driven marketing strategies. I feel like the following statement is said so frequently it's almost laughable. But the fact is, marketing is undergoing a rather significant transition. Again, a combination of both technology and regulations have handed a clear victory for consumers over the control of their online privacy. As a result, ad platforms are shifting away from a dependency on third-party cookies and more towards first-party data and AI to fill in the blanks. Couple this with the fact that consumers are looking for more personalized content from companies with which they do business, and you have a real predicament. Consumers want privacy, but they also want relevance. Now more than ever, marketers need to understand their target audience, look for insights from new and multiple sources, and continue to improve the quality of the data that they collect. Despite this, many marketers are now feeling unprepared for reaching their audience. In fact, a 2023 report from HubSpot found that 85% of marketers say that their marketing efforts are still largely reliant on third-party cookies. Even though there's a looming deprecation of third-party cookies in 2024, only 28% of marketers from the same report indicate that they're currently collecting any first-party data from their prospects. This leads me to the first step in shifting towards a data-driven marketing approach. Step 1. Establish a first-party data strategy. Many marketers have the tendency to put creative and copy first. With a data-driven marketing approach, the objective is to provide the best possible experience by using the data that you've collected. Data that organizations collect is commonly called first-party data, and beyond contact information, it can include demographic or psychographic data, website behaviors, email engagement, survey data, and other audience insights. Collecting the right data needs to be a primary objective, as it will allow your health plan to develop a more thorough understanding of potential members along with the channels you'll use to likely reach them. It is important to only collect the data that is necessary to achieve your goals. For instance, in return for providing first-party data, a recent study found that 71% of those surveyed expected companies to deliver personalized messages after providing contact information, and 76% indicated they get frustrated when this does not occur. Marketers who focus on improving their ad targeting with an emphasis on personalization and optimize based on conversion data can significantly improve their campaign's performance. Google has long championed first-party data, from its Privacy Sandbox initiatives to forcing the migration to Google Analytics 4 to enhanced integration of data connections via Google Ads Data Manager. At least within Google, your campaign no longer needs to have a reliance on cookies. Not to be outdone, Facebook's parent company Meta has also taken steps to focus on privacy while tapping into first-party data. It's released its Conversions API, which can run in conjunction with its Pixel. The API provides a direct connection with your first-party data and Meta's ad platform for use within advertising efforts. Step 2. Eliminate data silos and gather data. A data-driven approach requires not only high-quality data, but also the ability to harness it. It's not uncommon for an organization's data to be siloed across multiple platforms, but also multiple departments. As it pertains to departmental silos, each group often has their own single source of truth. Further complicating matters is that data is often not shared, and the data points stored may not always be the same across all departments' data sources. As a result, it can be challenging to get accurate data or a full view of a prospect's journey towards enrollment, not to mention how these different touchpoints may interact with each other in the first place. The key to overcoming data silos is to centralize your data so that each department can access and understand how their strategic efforts are performing. Once centralized, the amount of data collected can be utilized in many different initiatives and across many different ad platforms. At the end of the day, data-driven marketing campaigns are only as good as the data that's been collected. There are many tools that health plans can use to harness data across departments. For instance, many of you use a CRM. While a CRM is great at capturing each interaction with a member, they can be a hassle to capture data from multiple third-party marketing sources. It's why marketing departments tend to take a back seat to sales departments when it comes to inputting data into a CRM database. CDPs, or customer data platforms, on the other hand, are somewhat newer marketing-focused platforms designed with the purpose of aggregating data from multiple sources, such as websites, social media, email, and offline interactions. CDPs create centralized profiles from these many different sources. They greatly enhance the ability to provide personalization while ensuring compliance and privacy. Several leading CRM providers are now introducing add-on CDP solutions. There are also many standalone players in this space too. The key takeaway here is not necessarily that you need one more platform to consider, but rather how that data is shared and how it can be collected from multiple sources to grow your first-party data. And now, I'm going to turn things over to Sean.
Step 3. Using data to improve creative performance. According to a Nielsen study, good creative is still one of the most important predictors of campaign success. The way a prospect interprets your brand's aesthetic, perceives its value, continues to be a key driver for campaign return on investment. But it's not enough to simply look good. Consumers are always asking, what's in it for me? And you need to bridge the gap between what they want, what you're offering, and provide the clearest path to action. Fortunately, there's data out there that can help us achieve the best of both worlds, building a positive impression of your brand and generating more leads and sales. Insights from data can help you identify new opportunities for creative and messaging. So to start, be sure to include your creative teams in key areas of discovery. A situation analysis helps us gain knowledge of your business, your objectives and goals, and identify unique differentiators, as well as being able to review previous campaigns and KPIs. Balance that with market intelligence, where we leverage multiple first and third-party data sources to get a snapshot into your specific geography and areas of opportunity. This should include competitive data analysis and in-market creative audits. We need to know what's been out there. When it comes to first-party data, we must focus on tactics that benefit most from this holy grail of data, such as direct mail, email marketing, and SMS. These channels ensure we're making the most of what we know about our audience and can craft personal yet efficient creative. First-party data also gives us the clearest picture of our target audience. We can speak to them more authentically, show that we understand their needs, and start to serve up our advantages to match their preferences. We can overcome doubt in our product or introduce doubt in their status quo to gain momentum. Knowing our audience can also help us craft an appropriate offer in return for an action taken. Personalization plays a role in this too. We've seen that prospects and members favor more personal experiences, so apply this to your marketing as well. Beyond a name and address, see your prospects as people, understand the communities in which they live, and present real-life scenarios. The more relevant you can be, the more you'll connect and convert. Does your service area warrant a focused approach to reach non-English speakers? More than simply translation, transcreation considers community data, unique perceptions, and attitudes around products and services. You might also have additional insights on the communities you serve from your field agents, so we want to hear from them too. And speaking of field agents, creative executions can often benefit from sales team intel. Is there a specific benefit that's hot? Something people are talking about now? Is there confusion that can be clarified? It's another example of market-specific data that can inform creative. It's also a source of data that can lead to adjustments on the fly in time to make an impact while campaigns are still active. Lastly, let's examine AI's role in creative. There's a lot that can be done today in the way of content creation and execution, but much of this depends on business case, and regional plans don't often have the necessary scale to make it worth the execution. But AI has a huge role to play in creative. As discussed, our data teams develop the most accurate models by leveraging its AI tools. The outcome of this gives us reliable profiles we then use to craft relevant, more personalized creative and messaging. We also know about generative AI tools, think ChatGPT or DALL-E, tools that can assist in the creation of creative content. And there are really great tools out now that help us be more efficient, like building 3D images or modifying image backgrounds that allow us to customize more freely and be less constrained by time on task. There's even a case to be made that generative AI can help brainstorm new ideas by inputting prompts and seeing what comes out. What AI cannot replace is a thoughtful human approach to data. Get the most accurate picture of your audience by balancing insights from a variety of sources. Then apply that knowledge to create unique, persuasive marketing that will motivate the person who receives it. Step 4. Providing a frictionless experience for conversion. While there are a few types of ads that can directly capture conversions via an integrated form, most of your prospects will need to call or visit a landing page or a website to convert. This is why it's crucial to make the conversion process as easy as possible. As we touched on earlier, the ability to rely on cookie-based data is becoming more and more restrictive. That said, it doesn't mean you can't collect the necessary data, but your focus needs to be more concentrated on doing so. For instance, at its most basic level, an email address is an example of first-party data that can also be used within email marketing campaigns and for custom audience targeting within social media. Next to a phone number, it's arguably the most crucial piece of data that you can collect. By having a centralized data source, you may not need to collect as much data with every interaction. Data can be appended and updated with each subsequent interaction. This is one of several reasons we prefer driving marketing leads to a landing page. We are able to minimize distractions for our audience and provide multiple primary conversion points within that page. The ability to generate a phone call, capture info from a web form submission, or to enroll, in each case, first-party data is generated. The notion of providing a frictionless experience doesn't merely apply to the ability to convert. We also additionally focus on streamlining page load times, reducing the amount of long-form content displayed on a page, ensuring the web experience is optimized for all devices, and using a consistent message across all touchpoints. These are all crucial aspects of conversion rate optimization, or CRO. Look for similar ways of employing these strategies within your campaigns. Beyond analytics, tap into A/B testing, heat maps, and even solicit user feedback. With CRO, the goal is to continually look for ways of streamlining and reducing barriers for conversion. Amazon redefined this in the retail space with one-click purchases. For our industry, one way of potentially reducing barriers may be to consider leveraging a single sign-on in addition to contact form fields. The overwhelming majority of users have an Apple, Google, or Facebook account, and by allowing users to sign up using one of these accounts, you can retrieve any necessary data without obligating prospective members to provide this information with every visit.
Step 5. Develop a measurement plan. This is listed as the 5th step, but it's not intended to be thought about last. The entire focus of data-driven marketing is to learn from the data that you've collected in order to improve your marketing efforts. You'll want to frequently analyze data that you've collected to understand a prospect's preferences, their behaviors, as well as trends. These insights will allow you to continually refine your messaging. For many of us, success is typically determined based on conversion or revenue-based metrics such as lead volume, CPLs, or return on ad spend. But don't ignore other KPIs such as conversion rates or click-through rates. These KPIs will often provide clues that your message is resonating with your audience. Again, the goal is to learn and adapt from the data that you collect. Lastly, it's worth noting that an often neglected aspect of a data-driven marketing campaign is the relationship between people and the platforms we're using in order to market to our audience. Simply put, AI learns from the data and experiences that people provide. With the right data, the results can be remarkable. However, I'm sure we've all heard the old adage, garbage in and garbage out. If junk data is provided and learned, these platforms will often learn from this negative feedback loop too. I'm sure you can all Google examples of how data has resulted in something called model collapse for a wide range of AI-dependent tools. Remember, flexibility and adaptability are key in data-driven marketing approaches. Regularly assess your strategies based on the data as it evolves or trends as they appear.